Angels, am I alright to unbutton my jeans? Because I'm telling you, now I've got to unbutton them. You know when they're just too tight and you're like, I'm not going to sit there chatting when I actually can't. Oh, I feel so much better. I actually feel so much better. Like my little pot belly bear can just chill out now. Hello honeys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're just joining me now, then hi, my name's Imogen. This is really exciting. Please join my family of Huns. I'd be so grateful if you smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, because I actually just forgot what the subscribe button was called. Wonderful. But please smash that subscribe button, join my family of Huns, because I genuinely believe we have the most loving family on the internet, and who wouldn't want to be a part of that? So if you are watching this, was a little gold star. It was a little gold star. Anyway, let's get into this video. So every Sunday from now on, I am doing Storytime Sunday. I am doing my Storytime series on all my previous jobs. So this is Storytime part 2. I've already done number 1, obviously, because this is part 2. So I will leave number 1 in the description below. So definitely go and check that one out because it's a series of events. I've got so many. This is going to take us about 4 months to get through this Storytime series because apparently I've had so many jobs. But I just thought I'd share them with you because some funny stories come up and some weird stories come up, and I've worked all over the shop, so here you go. And I've never actually had just one job at one time. It's always been 2. So on to my second job. So I was the bright old age of 16, absolutely loving life, fresh out of school, going to college, not really going to college. I mentioned about that in my first one. And I had a job at a call center, which was my first job. On the side of that, I then started working at Primark. Oh my god, can you imagine? I love Primark so much, and that was one of my first jobs. That was one of my first jobs. So Imogen, your baby girl, started working at Primark, but let me tell you about the interview process. The guy actually still works in the Primark in Brighton now, would never remember me because sometimes I take stuff back and he's just there, he doesn't even know who I am. But I know who he was. Anyway, so I went to the audition. I was so nervous because I had no clue about retail at all. And I went there and I wanted a Saturday job. I wanted a Saturday and a Sunday job, working weekends, and then I work all week at the telecom centre. The telesales agent job that I had. Is that what I mean? Yeah, you know what I mean, at the call centre. So anyway, so Imogen's there and she went to the, why am I talking like I'm not there? I'm there and I went up and they take you like to the 4th floor. You go like in the back and whatever. And we went in there and as soon as I got in, this is no word of a lie, we sat down, he went, hi Imogen, I went, I love Primark. Like, are you okay? I loved Primark back then, Huns. I adore Primark now. Like, it's just a full journey. But I literally, and he was like, oh, okay. And he was quite an older gentleman and slightly awkward. So him listening to me just shout in his face that I love Primark, he was a bit like, this girl, is she okay? And I was like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. I was like, I'm a little bit nervous, but I'm just really excited to even be getting the interview here. So I just turned it round. Your baby girl knows how to work it. I was like, I love Primark. Sorry about that. It just came out because I'm actually so grateful that I'm here. Honestly, like, I can't believe I've even got the interview to get a job here. Changed it around, baby girl. Because I was so excited. I was so young and probably so naive. And I was like, I need a job and I want to work at Primark. I just realised I'm wearing silver and gold. Let's tuck the silver in. No, let's get the butterfly. Oh, stop getting distracted. No one can see him. So then anyway, he asks me sort of customer service based questions and I felt like I dealt with them quite well. And then he starts asking me questions about competitors. And I'm like, Primark's competitor? What? Like, I thought they were the cheapest on the high street. So I'm thinking, who's their competitor? Because they're smashing everyone left, right and centre, you know. So he's asking me this question. I'm like, and then he's like, I'll give you a minute to think about it. So then he drops his head down. And as he drops his head down, he reveals behind him these newspaper articles all about Primark's competitor, George Asda. And I'm like, is this a trick question? Honestly, I saw it and I thought, I've won the puzzle. I've found the answer. It's right behind you. But I mean, I don't know whether to tell the Hun or not. Well, he's probably got rid of it now, but like, and it's probably not their competitor now. I don't know. But I was like, am I either being tricked here? Like, is that the fake answer? And he's going to see if like I'm a cheat. And then if I look at that board and I say George Asda, am I a cheat? And am I a liar because I've just found it from the board? And I went, well, if I'm honest, I'm not going to lie to you. I actually found this quite a difficult question to answer because I do genuinely believe that Primark are one of a kind, and the way they have such a large quantity of items at such an affordable price, I don't believe you can get that anywhere else on the high street. However, after thinking quite a lot and sort of looking around, and you know, and I made it obvious that I'd looked around because I wasn't going to lie, but then also I just said I do believe that it is actually George Asda and sort of clothing supermarkets, because they are offering affordable fashion, and they're also, and I just read off what it said, like, honestly. And then I was like, if I don't have this job, oh, what's all this? It's from my coat. I get distracted very easily, sorry. But I thought, if I don't get this job, someone's lied to me somewhere along the line. Anyway, I was like, thanks so much, it was so lovely to meet you, blah, blah, blah. Then I got the job. I got the job. I was so excited. Well, obviously you knew I got the job because I said my second job was Primark, so don't know why I went into that whole audition process. But anyway, I got the job and I was so excited, and I was working Saturdays and Sundays. Sometimes I do 4 hours, 6 hours, sometimes 8 hours, depending on what I was doing on the weekends. But, baby girls and baby boys and baby honey loves, please don't judge me for what I'm about to tell you. But basically, I was 16 and I was being a little bit naughty, right? Nearly 17, and I was going out clubbing underage. Now, it is not something that I'm telling you to go and do. I am telling you, don't do it. Because when I turned 18, I was like, I've already done this, and this is really, really boring. You know, you go to all the clubs when you're 16, and then you're like, when you're 18, you're like, huh? But actually, the clubbing situation leads on to my third job, which will be the next story time. But anyway, got to tell you about this. Also, can I just quickly say, I love doing story times and just sitting here and chatting with you. I know these aren't great story times, but maybe you'll like them. I don't know. So then, right, so I'm there, and Saturdays and Sundays, bearing in mind, I go out Friday and Saturday night. So this became quite a regular occurrence, and please don't judge me, I was young, naive, and very, very, very silly. And I actually used to come in and just had such a bad headache because I used to drink sometimes, and it's awful. I don't drink now, don't drink alcohol, don't like alcohol, whatever, love your life, blah, blah, blah. Don't judge anyone if they do drink, and I don't judge anyone for underage drinking because I did it, and you can't judge anyone, and even if you don't do it, you can't judge anyone because you don't know what they were at or what kind of person they were, and you can never judge someone's story until you've actually been through it. So anyway, we all make mistakes, and I'm never ever telling any of my huns to go and drink underage because trust me, it's not worth it, and I don't like drinking now, so don't like alcohol. Had you have a story time on that? I'll leave that down below. But anyway, shock, she's got another story time. So basically, I used to come in quite hungover. So what I would say is I would love to clean the hanger bins. Well, so they had these massive hanger bins. I don't know what they do now, but they had these massive hanger bins at the back. And my hun's in Primark, if you've ever worked there, you'll know that basically it's quite a good job in the Brighton store to be able to take them out, because you had to take basically like a bundle of the hangers out and put them in another bin, which was outside. Well, A, it got me out of the shop. B, I could waste so much time doing the hanger bins. Oh, I would be gone for an hour and a half. And I'd be like, that's easily like nearly half my shift gone, just doing the hangers. And it was an easy job. Sometimes I go out there with one of the boys or one of the girls and we just have chats and it'd be lovely. And it was just easy. I mean, I sound like such a dosser and I'm not, I really work hard, but I had 2 jobs as well as college and trying to get my 4 A's at A-level, do you know what I mean? Did the hanger bins, and that was the dreamiest job, like you don't even understand. Anyway, there was this one particular scenario which I need to tell my huns about, and this came to the close of my wonderful journey at Primark. I actually, do you know what? This is what I'm gonna say. Primark was actually probably one of my favorite jobs I've ever had, because you had to scan your fingerprint to be able to clock in and clock out. I never, ever, 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 in the history of working there for months and months and months, ever got underpaid. Ever. I never, ever once missed a paycheck, never once got underpaid. And the other jobs I went on to, which think they're really prestigious, you know, retail shops, I always used to get underpaid. We'll go into that in the next story times. I loved working there because I felt like you did your job, you came, there wasn't too much pressure that you had. They understood that you just wanted a Saturday or Sunday job. It wasn't like, you know, they didn't take us too seriously. They were quite good with us. Anyway, so then, this was the story time. So, on the Saturday night, I went out and I actually pulled an all-nighter. Are you okay, Imogen? Do you know what? Even the thought of going out till 1 o'clock in the morning now scares me. I never go out because I just don't have the energy, like because I don't drink. But even then, alcohol used to make me tired, so I don't know how I lasted. I actually genuinely look back now and I'm like, how did you even go till, you know, 9, 10 o'clock in the morning? Like, what were you even doing? But I know that me and my friends just used to go to like someone's house after going out, and then we just all stay awake. I don't even know. But anyway, so my parents didn't know that I was doing an all-nighter. So I remember I had to get on a bus, because the buses were 24 hours that went to my house, and I had to get on a bus, and I stayed on this bus on a loop, right, awake on the loop, just so I knew when I could go back to my dad's house and say that I stayed at my friend Laura's house. So anyway, I went back, I quickly got changed into my work gear. I did not wash. I didn't wash. My makeup was the makeup I had from the night before. And there goes Imogen into her Sunday shift. I think it was a 10 o'clock shift, maybe a 9 o'clock shift, whatever it was. Imogen didn't know what day of the week it was. So anyway, I went in. I must have stank of alcohol. I looked horrific. Like, honestly, I looked horrific. And I was like, how am I going to get through this day? I was dropping like flies. I was like, couldn't even keep my eyes open. You know, when they're that sore, they sting, and you're like, you know, you're like that, kind of like just staring into like space. So I was like, if anyone finds this out, I'm gonna lose my job here, and I'm not getting sacked. No chance. So then, this is awful. I can't believe I'm about to tell you this. So basically they're like, Imogen, you're on the trouser section, which was right at the back. And I was like, dream. I think I've got something in the throat. Sorry, angels. So anyway, I was like, this is a dream. I was like, this is gonna be chill, like looking after the trousers. Bearing in mind, you have to like put them from 8, 10, 12, 14, etc. 6, 8, 10. And then you also have to make sure that they're on the hangers, blah, blah, blah. But I was like, I'm just gonna waste time here. This shift is gonna go fast. And then I thought my phone vibrated down my bra. Yep, just slotted down there and it vibrated. One boob always looked bigger than the other because I just had my phone down it. And we weren't allowed phones on the shop floor. Shock. No retail place allows that. So then I thought, I'm gonna check my phone. So I apparently decided to crawl underneath my trouser section. So imagine there's like sort of sections coming off it like that, and loads of trousers around in like a big square hanging. I just crawled underneath. So I've crawled underneath, and then I couldn't tell you how it, well, I could tell you how it happened, but I just decided I needed a nap. So I went to sleep under the trouser section. So anyway, I'm curled up in a ball. Apparently I was comfortable because apparently I was long gone for about an hour. An hour. Because who's gonna check under the trousers? It's a Sunday, it's quite dead. Anyway, apparently everyone told me afterwards that they were going, can I forgot my last name. Can Imogen Hudson report to ground floor tills, please? Urgently. Can Imogen Hudson immediately come to the manager's office? All of this apparently, and I'm just like, you know, whatever. Anyway, not only was I asleep during my shift on the shop floor, but I also had my phone out. Anyway, there was this lovely manager, and she was very, very sweet, absolutely loved her. And all I felt was a little tap on my foot with a hand. My eyes opened, had my phone. I was like, oh my God, how am I gonna play this? How am I gonna play this? What am I gonna do? I'm gonna get sacked. If I got sacked, my parents would not be happy. Not that they should be happy that what I'm being like, but I couldn't imagine it. I was like, oh my goodness me. So anyway, I had to do it, Hans. Don't judge me, please don't judge me. I know you won't. I know you won't because you're my best friends. Anyway, she dragged me out and I'm like, oh my God, I've just fainted. I don't know what happened. I need to sit down. And I'm telling you, I'm a really bad actress when I'm lying. Like, I can act if I'm not Imogen. Give me the part of Sandy. I mean, obviously that's Greece, but give me a part like, okay, my name's Sydney and I'm just chilling. I could act that. I could easily get up and be like, oh my God, I actually passed out. Easily act it. But when I'm Imogen, I was so over the top. No one in their right minds would have believed it, but they did, which was incredible. So anyway, I'm like, oh my God, I need to sit down. They then go and get me a changing room, and I walk past all these customers and I go and sit in the change room, and I'm like, my God. I obviously went to call my mum, that's why I had my phone out. Did you, hun? Did you really? So anyway, I can't believe I'm telling you this, Hans. I can't believe it. My parents know, but I just can't even deal. Anyway, So then I'm sitting there and they've shut the curtain thing and they've come and got me some water and they got me some mints. They were like, you need some sugar. And I was like, they're being so nice. They're being so nice. I was like, next week, I need to find a new job. And that is what leads me on to my next jobs. Because I am telling you, Huns, it wasn't a good look. It wasn't a good look. By this point, I'd already started my second job, which I'll go on to. But then I had 2 more other jobs, you know? Because I'm a hardworking baby princess. I think when I tell you what my other jobs were and that I was working at the time, you'll understand a little bit more because of the times of days I was working. But by this point, when I was about to leave Primark, I'd already quit. Well, not quit. My other job went into liquidation, so that was that one. But I'd already had that job go, so I had to get another job because I needed to earn money. I needed to live off a certain amount of money, and I was hardworking and I wanted to save up for my uni, and I was just very much like that. I've always had 2 jobs because I've always been taught by my parents to work hard. Not that this was working hard because that was really bad of me, but I always had 2 jobs. Anyway, so I go on to my next job in the next story time. But can you imagine? So I thought, oh my God, I'm gonna get the sack. So the next week, Imogen was on the hunt, going to interviews and finding another retail job to go along with my other job, which I'll tell you in the next one. But can you imagine? How rebellious, how rebellious. And that's not me because I'm actually a really well-behaved baby girl, but obviously I was just going out thinking I'm a bougie baby princess and just getting lagging and just loving her life. I mean, it wasn't a good stage in my life. I will tell you that one for a fact. Like, no. Imogen back then, no. I feel like I was lost for a lot of the time when I was younger. Like, I feel like now I really understand who I actually am as a person and what I want in life, and I still feel lost most of the time, don't get me wrong, I definitely do, but I feel as though maybe finding all of you, I feel like I've really found my feet, and I just feel so beyond grateful. Like, honestly, sitting here and just chatting to you and having a story time was just the best ever. I just loved it so much. I love you all so much. I really hope you enjoyed this story time. Please definitely give it a massive thumbs up. Definitely hit the subscribe button and join my family of Huns because, again, like I said, I'm doing Vlogmas and I'm doing 15 minimum giveaways a day of massive, amazing things. So go and check out my vlogs because you can see what you can win. Also, stay tuned for next Sunday because we have another Storytime Sunday. And it's obviously the same topic, but still it's a good one as well. And they do get longer. Sometimes they're longer, sometimes they're shorter. But I really hope you like this video. I really, really do. I love you so much. So basically, if you're new here, then definitely subscribe, please. Why did I just do that face? But also, if you're new here, then basically I do a sound game where you just gotta guess the sound. Then I'm mama too. Cute. And also I do post notification shout outs, so all you need to do is retweet my latest video link when it goes live on Twitter, have my post notification bell on, and also hit that subscribe button. My 2 post notification shout outs go to Chloe and Tess. I love you both so much. Definitely go and follow my angels on Twitter. I'd be so grateful if you do that. I love you all so much. Please, can we just be one big family, loving of Huns, loving family of Huns until forever? Okay, thanks. I love you so much. Until next time, I'm gonna love you and I'm gonna leave you. Yeah. Sounds a little bit like Cher, didn't it? Loved it. Loved every moment of it. I love you all so much. Bye.